What's up, Matt from Motocross here. In today's video I'm going to be installing and demonstrating the AIM Taipan ECU for modern motocross bikes. I'm going to be fitting it today to a Husqvarna 450 2021 model, and I've also got the AIM Solo 2 DL, which has actually come out of one of my race cars. I'm going to be able to use this with the Taipan ECU, and this is not only going to display all my lap time information, it's actually a data logger as well, so it will log everything to do with the engine. I can also display all the everything that the engine reads on here, as well as the lap time and stuff. So this is a bar pad which, as you can see, incorporates the lap timer into it. This is the ECU. So it's a plug and play unit which can be set up for a variety of different models. This one has been used, and it's been basically programmed for my bike now. This is the tuner bridge, so this will be used for dyno tuning. This is the handlebar mounted map switch. So I've got 5 different maps I can choose from, but I can actually make adjustments to the engine map through the bar switch. So of any of these 5 maps, I can actually fine tune them just from the handlebars. So I'm guessing that's for when you're washing your bike. So that's the bar pad. So this is the bike I'm fitting it to. I've got the seat removed. This is the ECU here, so it's literally direct swap, like for like. So I've got that one coming down with these other cables, and then I've tucked the excess cable in there and just tied it to that so it's out of the way of the tank and everything. And then that plug comes up there, which will connect into these. So I just got to work out which plug's which. So this one goes up to the lap timer. So this is ready to go. This is the plug that I'll use to plug the laptop in to tune it through the little tuner bridge thing. That's it, simple as that. Put the tank back on, get it all back together, put the bar pad on, and now we can try it out. Oh, I just pulled that stone out from right in behind my radiator cover. You can see it's mullered the radiator a bit there. It's not actually leaking or anything, but doesn't look great. So hopefully that doesn't spring a leak. I'll have to keep an eye on that. So that's the first session done. I got a puncture, which was obviously really irritating. Managed to find someone with a tube. Got the tube swapped out. Only missed sort of one session, and now it's pissing down with rain. England. I hope my AIM Solo 2 is splash proof. So I had to basically put these cable ties around to keep this up, because take these off, this has obviously got a bit of weight to it, so as you're riding it would just fall back down like that. So needs that extra support just to keep it where it needs to be. If you try to press and hold, if you press it hard, it won't change the map. So I was riding around sort of pressing it as hard as I could to get it to do something, and I couldn't get it to change, so you just got to press it short and sharp and it'll flick through fine. So right, so this is Race Studio 3, which is the AIM software used to basically set everything up with the Solo 2 DL lap timer. So you can pick your displays, what you want displayed on each page. You could have as many pages as you want, and then you can select stuff from the lap timer itself, so anything to do with your lap times, or you can also select anything you want from the ECU, RPM, throttle position sensor, all that kind of stuff, gear, air intake temperature. So you can have it set for doing diagnostics, checking all your sensors are working well. One thing I was having trouble seeing on the little button was map selection, so I could have a whole screen just dedicated to what map I'm in. Now if I have to start the bike. So this should automatically connect via Wi-Fi to the Solo 2 DL. So that's come up down here. So I transmit that now. So that's just a quick look at some of the stuff you can do with that. You can select your LEDs, so these will flash. So that's showing you as a rev, you know, a shift light. This will tell you whether you're either up or down on your lap. So if it's green, you're up on your lap time, red, you're down on your lap time. So that's a quick look at that. And then if we go to Race Studio 3 analysis, we have got our sessions here, and this is actually showing the map of the track. So you just set it to learn track, and then it will, as you're going around, it's got high level GPS on it, so it'll just learn the circuit. And then this is basically showing me RPM as I'm going around. And then down here you've got all your different channels that you're logging. If I want to select something different, throttle position. And interestingly, you can see that my throttle position never even hits 70%. So the way I ride is very low in the RPM, just sort of lug the bike round, and you can look at your speed around the track. You can look at any of the channels, anything that the logger is recording, the lap timer, and anything that the ECU is reading on the bike. So you've then got all these other pages, which is information to do with your lap times, track map. I mean, there's so much stuff you can go into Looks like you have no suspension channels. You can even add suspension stuff if you were tuning your suspension. This is the same ECU that factory Honda are using for 2024, and then they're going to be using this sort of stuff to analyze every little bit of what the bike's doing and what the riders are doing. But if you're into this sort of thing, then there's no end of stuff to play around with and look at. My best lap time was a 1:54, and then that's laying over from the previous one. Got time comparison, and then it's actually overlaid the 2 laps down here, and then you can analyze where you were a bit quicker. So if you're into analyzing things and really breaking down what's going on, then I think you can see you can go pretty deep. So my verdict on this as a product for your average sort of user: I just ride for fun, mainly just go to practice tracks. I do the odd race in the vet class. So it depends what you're looking to do, I suppose. If you're really into chasing lap times and you're really into, you know, having all that information on the screen, being able to see what the bike's doing, particularly if you were road registering one of these bikes and you've got really high accuracy GPS, you got speedo, all your own engine information on there. So for that application would be really good. Supermoto, or even if you're going out into the middle of nowhere, having that high level GPS is obviously going to be handy. For me, on a motocross track, I just found it very difficult to look at whilst I'm riding. The only time I could really look at it was in the air, quickly glance down at it. If I was trying to look at it going down a straight and it's rough, the bike's just moving around that much that it's difficult to focus on. The map side of it, this is sort of like a generic map that's been loaded onto it. The 5 maps were quite similar, quite subtle change. You can either lean or richen the mixture in 3 stages of the rev range: low, medium and high, with the buttons. So you can select a map, then you can select the low part of the rev range and adjust the mixture to give you a different feel. That track I was on was loose. You have to be careful with the throttle. I feel like you'd want a tacky, grippy track to really be able to feel what you're doing, because that track you're got to be very gentle on the throttle, so it's probably not the best test for trying to set that up, but you've got the option to make all those changes from the handlebar. With the ECU, there's the option of loading different maps in, so I'm going to be loading another map in to try. I'm interested in trying to have a map that reduces the engine braking. Moving on from that, you've got the option of being able to actually have it properly mapped on a dyno with this ECU. So I ended up just being on map 1. I would say the factory maps, you get a map 1, map 2. Map 1 is what I would normally ride on because it was a lot smoother, but it would feel a little bit like almost sluggish. Map 2 was a bit more aggressive, but made the bike feel a bit better, just like it ran better. But it was a little bit too much, found it would tire me out a bit. I would say what I ended up on with this was map 1, which I would say was somewhere in between those 2. So hopefully I've done a good job of just demonstrating a bit of what you can do with this setup, with the AIM Taipan ECU and the Solo 2 DL data logger. There's a lot more you can do with the mapping and all that side of it, which we'll get to that at some point. Thanks to AIM for giving me a chance to have a play around with all this stuff. I do really enjoy trying out new stuff and learning new technology, and I think it's pretty amazing how advanced these bikes are now in comparison to what they were like sort of 10 years ago. As I said in the previous video, I've set up a competition where you can win £2,500 of AIM products. So you can get yourself anything you want off the AIM website. They do stuff for motorcycle racing, motocross, sim racing, cars, off-road trucks, any type of motorsport. There'll be something on there to suit whatever it is you're doing. even if you're just building a custom car. There's camera systems, yeah, there's all sorts. So head over to aimshop.com, go and have a look and just see if there's anything on there that you want. The details for that will be here. You can scan this code and it will take you straight to it, or I'll put the details in the description box of the video. It's going to be £5 a ticket. There'll be a limited amount of tickets, and I'll also put the details on my website, urchfab.com. That's going to be it for this one. Cheers for watching. See you on the next one.